What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle. Welcome back to the playbook. Last week we had less content. I wasn't feeling that well, all things considered. Had a respiratory infection, but we're back to the goodness. And this skill move, not only is it underrated, I think it's misunderstood. The classics should never go out of style and they should never be forgotten. And today we're gonna focus on the roulette. And it's likely you haven't seen the roulette put into motion just like this. And this video, in my opinion, is still intermediate. I can give you some new combinations. If you're new in these parts, which you are, I would highly appreciate you considering subscribing to the channel. And if you want to share it around the community, drop a like, get in the comment sections, ask questions, I will answer. Got you covered. With any skill move, we start in the arena. For the roulette in particular, you need a 3-star skiller. If you cannot do this in the arena, quickfire, instinctively, you will not be able to introduce it to online play with any level of conscience, reactions, smoothness, persuasion. You won't be able to do the extras that are necessary to truly bring skill moves to the virtual pitch proper. You have to be able to do this in both directions without thinking about it whatsoever. It has to be night and day. If you're looking this way, no problem. Got it. Both directions, got it. It's a pretty intuitive skill, all things considered. At least to me, it feels natural. Something brand new to FC24, and I could make a separate video with this type of storytelling. We're going to look at canceling into the roulette. So if you were to go for a power shot, for example, you can now go into a roulette from a power shot, as you can see. That's never existed before. We could cancel via other skill moves. If we're looking at high-level gameplay, you might be getting used to seeing some of this, trying to open up space for some of the goalkeepers and just giving another look, if you will. I have 4 separate sequences and examples to get us started with the roulette, but you need to know how to do the skill. The majority of my videos might introduce the skill, but at the end of the day, I truly want to show you how to utilize and maximize that skill or any intricacy or detail or intangible to the game. We don't just show you how to do it. We want to incorporate into real examples. Welcome to the classic, when and how to use a roulette to score goals. The 101. In this case, we're feeding the main man up top. We've got Cristiano Ronaldo, and I love executing a roulette immediately when I'm in these types of scenarios. Let me explain that scenario. You've got a defender. He's going to be reaching a little bit, but maybe even more importantly, it's a 1v1. All things considered, this is a 1v1 matchup. I need this in my life. And I find this to be so important for the roulette in particular. I'm measuring risk. I'm measuring reward. I want to beat that last man and guarantee that I'm getting an opportunity to score a goal, to go 1v1 with the goalkeeper. It's a very straight line skill. And what I mean by that is I'm going through this man. I'm going to put him on my hip. I'm going to turn him. I'm going to make sure that I make it uncomfortable. And the reason that I stress the importance of the last defender, your opposition is more likely to go for it. That final challenge or the tackle feels like he needs to. It also doesn't hurt that we have some space to work with as per usual. But more importantly is actually the space between the two players, because you still got to be able to execute the skill. So you have to have enough space between the defender and the attacker in order to bring this together in a beautiful collective. We roll him. He's out of there. A little bit of hesitation, too little, too late. Can I run that back for you? I'm going to. You feed the striker. The man's hungry. Let him eat. Rolls a defender. You got him on your hip. It's too little, too late. And we move. Next up, we have the drag. We're dragging a player out of position or players in order to unlock space. This is another technique to sort of have that exchange, that interchangeability, the 1-2s, if you will. So Rafinha is going to give, again, Cristiano the ball. I already know that I'm looking for Rafinha to ideally take some space. And I want to drag players around me. I need this skill, but right after I do the skill, I'm looking to return pass in a perfect situation. Understood? And this works for multiple skills. This works as a general rule in FC24. Before I even go into the execution, I already have a game plan up top. I've got a strategy. Feed Cristiano. You kind of see it coming together. We already had that triangle that I mentioned. I gave you an early preview. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. You see what I see. I've drawn attention. I've made new friends or new enemies. That's what we wanted. At this point, I'm going into a roulette away from the defender that is being manually controlled by my opposition. So we're rolling this way. Understood? Gives us a little bit of protection. Just a tad bit. Not perfect, but it gives us some protection. We roll, and then right here, you see what's happened. We have opened up the lanes of all lanes. That was always our target player. Throw some damn text on screen. Target player. And now we've created that gap. And that's what it was all about. That's what the game's about. finding space, aligning with the time, making this come together in a beautiful way. There you have it. Rafinha has to dig it, but he still makes it happen. Appreciate that, Rafinha. And because I love a replay, super slow-mo. We're pulling players. Space opens up. There's our gap created from the roulette. Rafinha on his hip, reaches back, left foot. Yes, sir. Welcome to the early adopter. And if you use a lot of skills, this won't be new for you. But often you have to throw out a first skill move in order to go into the second. You're trying to bait a mistake, or you're watching if your opposition is going to be passive. The roulette works for this as well, as long as you have the spacing. Inside, you got the likes of Kubo. We're in that same position. And in my first instinct, I want to attack this man. As I've discussed already, the front man is your key to success. You want to attack him. If you beat him, you're going to get a chance. However, skill moves, you have to be able to react. Also got 2 chasing, and I've got an outside shot here. I'm not as worried about her, but we do have quite a party here. You got a trifecta, a trio, a threesome, if you will. Technically, we would be the foursome in that. And then an offside's Cristiano Ronaldo, who does not help us whatsoever. So check out what happens next. Roulette, and then I notice it's clear this player was not ready to reach yet. He sat back. He played it passive. That doesn't mean he can't be beat. Our opposition was just better at sitting home, staying home, not reaching, not committing. You might need a second skill move or even a third skill move. In this case, I'm going to date back to one of the other classics, one of my favorites, if not my most used skill. And I'm going to just have a ball roll. It's quick. I have plenty of control. And if you're starting to feel uncomfortable, I'm going to beat you. And I do. Look at that. We re-angle. There's the goal. He never attacked. My opposition never went for the challenge, but at least I got the angle that I needed. Full speed ahead. There it is. Little ball roll, a little shift, and we convert. Understood. This is called the early adopter. I knew that first skill. I already had something ready in case my opponent sits back, which is common. If you're going up against foot champs or division rival quality of opposition, the first skill is not always going to get you the prize. The first jumper, the first release, the first bit of deception doesn't beat everyone. Last but not least, we have the tornado. This can just be disruptive. Sometimes you got to create some havoc. You know you need a skill, and you've got to have something in your locker that allows you to push or move, react. Sometimes it's not perfect. We often see it with the roulette. We see it with the elastico. There can be a little bit of a realm of luck, but I call it the tornado. You'll understand in a moment. Rodrigo lays it off. I already see the defender, but he's close to me. Remember I talked about the importance of having gaps. I don't have that gap here. I don't have any sort of gap. So I know that I'm taking a chance, maybe a bit of a 50-50. Does he reach? Do I teach? Does he go left? Does he go right? Am I already too close to him? Can I draw a penalty kick? Something needs to happen. I just know that I'm not scoring without a skill move right now. That I can guarantee you. If I do nothing, I'm getting tackled, and we don't get to challenge the goalkeeper. And that is always the goal, is beat this man, create some sort of angle, because I want to challenge this goalkeeper. And right now, as it stands, I don't have that option. But I don't want to sit here and tell you that there's not an element of luck. I made the pass. I just don't have the same margin that I would have preferred. I wanted a little more space. You saw the previous examples, what I'm looking for. Does not mean it won't work or it can't work. And specifically with this skill, I think of the elastico being good in these circumstances. You're not going to have enough time for a step over. You won't have enough time for even a body feint, not on a catch in front of you. You might be able to get off a quick heel to heel if you're fortunate. Even a ball roll might not create the degree of separation that's necessary because you're so close. You're so compact. So it is a small group. A first-time fake shot can sometimes dig around a defender. I'm just giving you some options. Boom. We tornado. They don't know what's going on, and we get the finish. And again, there is a bit of luck there because I don't know what my opponent's going to do. And in the other examples, I'm setting up my opposition. In this example, I made the dangerous pass. I'm going with it. Does he back off? Does he reach? Does he go left? Does he go right? I can't guarantee anything, but I know that I need another skill. I know that I need something disruptive, something that creates havoc, something that makes someone nervous. Capiche? I hope that helped you out. I might do a part 2 because I can get much more advanced. I didn't even showcase the double roulette. I didn't truly get into the cancellations. And even down the end line or the sideline, there's different ways and maneuvers to set up these skills. So if this was helpful for you, please drop a like, get in the comments. Let me know if you want a part 2. There will be multiple videos on screen that still have a similar theme. And as always, I have a lot more content coming out ASAP.